Let my guard down. Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for Newcastle against Man City, and both these teams are going strong. You know, some people say the Carabao Cup ain't serious, but you know, it is. They've gone very, very strong, Manchester City. Maybe not at the back. They're two centre-backs, but maybe that's because of injury, actually. Man United can exploit that. Let's go on Saturday. He's going to score 6. But Newcastle are going to toughen them up and we're going to batter them because Carrick's at the wheel. I've got one on the go, obviously. Up the tune today. Well, look, it's an interesting point. Both teams have gone very, very strong for this. I suppose it is the semi-finals, and when you get to this point, why not? Arsenal-Chelsea tomorrow night. Does feel a little bit weird having a Carabao Cup over 2 legs. I don't really understand it, but you know, both these teams will have gone stronger in this than they did in the FA Cup, because this is that was the 3rd round and this is the semi-finals. So look, we're very excited about this. Hopefully we're going to get good games, and we start off tonight. We start tonight, don't we? So we'll go through the team in a minute, but let me just get that there. Lots to discuss. Michael Carrick, Man United's new interim coach. Woo, so exciting. We're such a big club. We're back. We're back. We're back, everybody. We're back. We're not back. We're definitely not back. Okay, let me get that in there. Just about to start. Man City to start. Hope you're doing well. 2 watch-alongs. I tell you what, I don't know whether everybody got to see it, actually. Obviously, we have live Bundesliga rights for the UK and Ireland, and we actually got a bonus game tonight, Stuttgart against Frankfurt, which was live on the channel. Thoroughly enjoyed watching that. I couldn't commentate on it because I had other stuff to do for the United stand, so we just played it with their commentary, but it was an enjoyable game, and Stuttgart are hot at the moment, and they won 3-2. 5-goal thriller. Absolutely loved it. They've scored 7 goals in their last 2 games, Stuttgart. But Frankfurt defeated again. They just concede too many goals. They do. Welcome to the Members Club, Francis, and footballer analysts. Anyway, get yourselves going. Rodri's a sub. Screenboy says the title. Oh, I've got, yeah, it says Premier League. It's not Premier League. Oh my God, people will think there's 3 points up for grabs. Quick, change the title. It did say Premier League. Man City will think they're closing in on Arsenal. My clock's well wrong. What's going on here? Have we had a bit of a stutter already? I literally started it at the right time. It does, I have got a bit of connection issues at the moment. Oh, is it? It's on the, it's on ITV as well. What are that? Who's ahead and who's behind? 131. Okay. I feel like Sky is way behind. ITV are ahead. You're right. I think ITV are ahead. Let's run a test. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, yeah, Sky's about 6 seconds behind. Wow. There you go. You heard it first. So, yeah, we're pretty... even my timer's ahead, though. I don't know how I got that wrong. So, pause. There we go. I'm in sync now. Doesn't matter to me because... it doesn't matter to me because I don't listen to the audio anyway. I'm unorthodox. Anyway, why having a drink on a Tuesday night? Basically, I'm protesting against dry January. I'm protesting against dry January. So basically, that involves having lager on my cereal, whiskey in my tea, and instead of a bottle of water next to my bed to go to sleep with, I have vodka. No, I don't. I just had a couple left in the fridge from the weekend, and I thought, you know what? Why not? I don't normally, but I just thought, sod it, why not? You should do a reaction on worst X Factor fails, says Jakey Boy. I'd love to go back to doing reaction videos. I just haven't got the bloody time. Luciano, thank you very much for your super chat. He says, not a United fan, but appreciate the history. I am wondering if you believe you will be facing relegation if there are no changes. Well, I'll cut you short there. I do not think United will ever get relegated, but I don't think we're ever going to get anywhere near a title, which is relegation for Manchester United is not qualifying for Europe 2 years in a row, and I think that might happen. I find it weird that freebies complain, says Leper. What are we talking about? Streaming in America 30 seconds behind as always, says Pete. Yeah, but when we get the 3 o'clock games, you're ahead. So, yeah. Please do subscribe to the channel tonight, by the way, if you are new, because we are very, very close to quite a significant number. We're nearly at 450. You're miles offside, Whizzer, and he's missed anyway. What a miss. I mean, he is offside. If he's onside, he's in big trouble here. I think he's absolutely miles off. So Gordon goes wide. He's on. He's fucking on. What a miss. What a miss by Whizzer. That is shocking. Really bad. I thought he was miles off. He's definitely on. 1-on-1. Timo Whizzer. That is a bad miss. That is a bad miss. Newcastle wasting chances. They're very good at home, though. Remember, it's 2 legs. So Newcastle will be looking to... the Carabao Cup final is not in February anymore, is it? So I don't think the second leg is until early February, actually. So, it's not as condensed as it used to be. But I still think it's ridiculous that we have 2 legs of a Carabao Cup. I keep saying this every year. Every year I say it, and I never get listened to. However, I find it absolutely incredible that we have 2 legs semi-finals in the Carabao Cup. You just don't need it. You just don't need it. Just do a draw, and if you get pulled out at home, you get pulled out at home. There's enough games of football, isn't there? Yeah, anyway, we are 150 subscribers off 450,000. So obviously 1.450,000, but 450,000 we're only 150 subscribers away from. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner, get involved with That's Football. You're all welcome. It doesn't matter who you support. Absolute legends. And please do share the video tonight. We've got nearly 6,000 tuning in already. So welcome. Carabao Cup's not for everyone, but it is for us who are tuning in tonight. So get your questions in. Mark, your title's still wrong. No, it's not. This is a new tournament called the Carabao League. Yeah, Carabao Cup, sorry. Throw those curtains wide. Holy cow, I love your eyes. It's a good song, that, isn't it? I can't remember who sings it. Elbow, I reckon. Boom, 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 boom. I tell you what, if this is Man City's defence at Old Trafford, we are cooking on Saturday lunchtime with Goldbridge. Kushanov and Alneni. They don't have any other centre-backs on the bench. They literally don't have any centre-backs. Just going through the teams. Man City are Trafford, Aki, Alney, Kushnov, Nunez, O'Reilly, Doku, Foden, Silva, Semenyo and Haaland. They've put out Nori, Cherki, Donnarumma, Rodri and Reinders on the bench. And then Newcastle are lining up with Pope, Hall, Botman, Tiao, Miley, Joe Linton, Bruno Gomes, Jacob Ramsey, Anthony Gordon, Whizzer and Murphy with Alanga, Barnes, Ramsdale, Tonali, Voltemada on the bench. So a little bit of rotation, but still very, very strong teams. Man City had half a chance there. Cross came across the box and Haaland nearly got a tap in. Golden Archer, no, nobody's asked me this question. What are your thoughts on Alonso? Look, I think it's that's football, you know. Inevitability with Real Madrid. I wasn't surprised. I think it was they were just waiting for the big result to go wrong to get rid of him. In a way, I was surprised he lasted as long as he did because they'd obviously made their mind up, and Real Madrid, you know, that you know, as soon as there's a chance to do it, they'll do it. I think it's pitiful 6 months in charge. And I think it's a shame because he could have gone to Liverpool. Like, I think he would have gone to Liverpool, but I think Real Madrid, you know, when Klopp left, Alonso, I believe, was their number one. And I think Alonso would have gone to Liverpool, but I think Real Madrid said, wait a year and we'll take you. And he had a year at Leverkusen where they weren't as good. And then he's gone in 6 months at Real Madrid. But look, that's on him. He made that choice. But Real Madrid, I just don't believe that you can bring a manager in and after 6 months say, you know, that's it. But Real Madrid have done that before. Lopetegu's won. They've done it many, many times. So I think, you know, it'd be interesting. I mean, Liverpool looked the best they've looked all season against Arsenal last Thursday. So if Liverpool have turned a corner, then, you know, maybe that won't happen. Do you think Semenyo will become another Grealish, says Evan Whelan? Well, we'll see, won't we? I think he's a fantastic player, Semenyo. Thoughts on LFC Owen, says Al. I've never heard of him. Sorry if I've already asked, but thoughts on Alonso, have done that. Yeah, just Evan Whelan says, do you think Semenyo will be another Grealish? Look, Pep doesn't have a great reputation with wingers, but you look at his lineup today, Doku and Semenyo. Look, I've given Man City a lot of credit this year after giving them loads of shit for years about I don't like tiki-taka football, right? But I don't like Liverpool and I liked Klopp's football. And I don't like Man City, but I do like the way they play football this year. So it's more direct and maybe wingers are more suitable for him. So, you know, maybe the way Man City have played the last few years, maybe Semenyo wouldn't work. But I think in this Man City side, he probably will. The question's going to be, how long is Pep going to stay? Constantine says, do you think the Premier League's got worse this year? Well, the fact that Man United have brought an interim in and I still think we could get European football sort of does suggest that I think it has dropped off a little bit this year. I think it's very inconsistent. My warning would be, though, that I actually think some teams might switch on in the second half of the season. Alonso to Liverpool in the summer. Who says no? Ian O'Connell says Timo Misser. When's your FIFA career mode back, says Dylan? Well, everything's on hold again at the moment. I've got so many things I want to do. Career mode was meant to be back last week. Cooking with Goldbridge was meant to be back this week. It's ready to go. It's actually ready to go. I haven't got the time to do it at the moment. So just hold your horses. Good cross by Doku. Foul by Haaland. Evening, Mark. Hope you and the family okay. All your lives great work, mate, says Leon. Oh, Thank you, pal. And that is straight back at you as well. Hope you're doing well. Pete says, streaming in America 30 seconds behind. Tar. Thanks for the early super chats, by the way. Really appreciate it. Got nearly 8,000 watching, so please do share the video. We are doing both Carabao Cup semi-finals this tonight and tomorrow night. The second leg's on until early Feb. Wednesday, the 4th of Feb is the second leg of this, so that's 3 weeks. Fern says, what about Alonso to Liverpool in the summer? Who says no? Well, it's up to Liverpool fans, isn't it, really? I mean, they are loyal. I don't know. Pick for player of the season so far, says Simon. I'm getting the name Rice. Yeah, I mean, look, you could give it to Haaland. But I'm getting the name Declan Rice. What one player would you take from each team, says Geordie. I like this. I like these types of questions. So, Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle, because we need a midfielder. And I think it still would be Erling Haaland from Man City. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Conor Gallagher joining Spurs? Thank you for asking. I'm getting some good questions in tonight. A little bit disappointed. I mean, look, I'd have took him at Man United, but we were never going to do it. I think he's made a mistake. I think Villa was the right place to go. Spurs is an absolute shit show, and they've got loads of midfielders as well. I don't know why he's gone to Spurs. I really don't. I mean, they've got Sarr, Bentancur, Bergvall, Palhinha. I don't know why he's gone there. I really don't. I think Villa was the better move. I really do. Probably because it's London, says Plantman. But, yeah, it's not that far away. It's an hour and a half. I've just been to Manchester and back this morning. It's further. Yeah, that's a 2-hour drive there and back. Money, maybe. Yeah, I just... Is he guaranteed to start at Spurs? Maybe he is, but Spurs are shit. You know, the Spurs want to sack their manager. Emery, I'd have gone to Villa. I think the career move, Villa, definitely. But, you know, actually, if we call it for what it is, choosing Spurs over Villa is weird. I know it's like not the most topical of debates, who's the better move, Villa or Spurs, but Villa are a better team with a better manager, a better league position. I don't get it, really. Leper says, do you think Spurs is a World Cup move? Well, I think you've got a better chance at Villa. I still do. Who did you put in your FC 26 Team of the Year marks as CF26? Watch the bloody video, you cheeky get. I can't remember, basically. As a United fan, I'd love to see Amrin at Madrid, says Dwell. Oh, I wouldn't like to see him at Madrid. I think he'd get chewed up and spat out. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you for the entertainment, says Jacob. I've just got off work. Well, enjoy your evening. Do you reckon Klopp will go to Madrid? I don't know that Jurgen Klopp suits Real Madrid either. I could see him at Barcelona, but I don't know that he suits Real Madrid. It's a little bit too much control, isn't it? Where do you think? Anyway, do you think? Oh, I tell you what, he has stood on Foden's foot there. I hope he's not injured because it's the Manchester derby on Saturday. Pep's not happy. He's trod on his foot. He's trod on his foot. He actually trod on his foot. Midri says, where do you think Alonso will end up managing? And any news on big transfers and Gallagher to Spurs is strange. Spurs are in a mess, says Midri. Look, I think it's a good point that Conor Gallagher might have looked at it and gone, this is the best chance of the World Cup. But he has signed a permanent deal there as well. You know, it's not a loan, it's a permanent deal. Tabo says Klopp is perfect for... Jim says Klopp is perfect for Madrid. Well, no, he's not. Liverpool is a football club with culture and history around support and building something special. Real Madrid is a great club with culture and history around, look what they've just done with Alonso. 6 months, that's all you get. So, I don't know. From all the interviews I've seen with Klopp, I don't think he's a commercial guy, although he does work for Red Bull now. But no, I think he was Dortmund instead of Bayern. I think he was Liverpool instead of Man United. I think he'd probably be Barcelona instead of Real Madrid is what I'm trying to say. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong. You might fancy it. Anyway, Midri says, where do you think Alonso will end up managing? I can see, I think Alonso fits Liverpool perfectly. Ex-player, very, very talented coach. I think he does suit Liverpool, but it's whether the options occur. CF26 says, opinions on Fulham. Well, I'm hoping you're going to be our first 3 points for Carrick, because I think I'm right in saying that Man United's most likely win under Carrick is going to be Fulham, because that's looking at our first 3 fixtures. He's got Man City at home, Arsenal away, and then Fulham at home. So, look, in fairness to Carrick, he's got 3 of his first 4 games at home. This game is getting tasty, There's a lot of it's very, very energetic out there. How many pints of Stella can you drink, says Lisa. I haven't had a pint of Stella in many years, Lisa. Grand Prairie says, good evening, Mark from Texas. Abdullah says, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Well, it's close. It is. I like Harry Potter. It's more childish, but I do like Harry Potter. You know what? I've been put off by Lord of the Rings. The bloody Amazon Prime thing. It's shit. But then again, they're just about to do a Potter one, so it could be 1-1 soon. What is your opinion on allergies? Says Serge. Oh, sorry. What is your opinion on Allegri? Sorry. I don't know. Where is he? Is he in Saudi? I don't think he'd do very. I think he's more of a tactician, European tactician coach. I don't imagine him doing well in Europe. That's a lovely ball into the wing. Can he put his cross in? It's dealt with. Lovely play by Hall. Tell you what, watching Man City tonight, I reckon we can do them on Saturday. I'm going to tweet it. How do you say scones? Says Victor. United play 3 games in 41 days in March and April. Thoughts? It's crap. It's absolutely crap, VBA. It's embarrassing. Apparently they don't serve tea or coffee. Well, at Carrington they serve tea or coffee in polystyrene now because we're allergic to cups. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It's the lowest amount of games we've played in a season since 1914. So over 100 years. Palmer out. He actually played injured whole time, says Max. What's that? You having a laugh? Holy cow, I love your eyes. You know that song? It's... looking like a beautiful day. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. There's lyrics in songs that you hear wrong. It's actually holy cow, I love your eyes. I thought it was arse. And if that song was on anywhere, I would sing arse. And, you know, it's not offending anyone because I could be singing it about a dog, which actually would be very strange. But what I'm saying is, I was singing, holy cow, I love your arse. I mean, you'd never say that about a dog. You'd need locking up. But, I mean, obviously I was saying it about the wife. But if she knew the lyrics, she'd be like, why are you talking about my arse? I'm talking about your eyes. Cole Palmer, is he injured? No. Oh, Nick Pope is. Popey, what's wrong? I've hurt my knee. My knee's hurting. Opinions on, I don't know what those dresses are, CF26. Eccles, Tickle dresses. Don't know what they are. You got me stumped there, pal. I'll tell you what, that analogy I did on the United Stand, have you heard it? The porn one. Actually, it's probably one of the best ones I've had in 2 years, but it's so true. Basically, I said that I had a lot of sympathy for Ruben Amorim because it's a little bit like, you know, he came into the club playing a 3-4-3 and that's who he is. And then the club say, play a 4-3-3 and you're not having any transfers. And it's a little bit like a porn star who's straight and Pornhub sign him up on a 10-year deal saying we're going to get you loads of beautiful women to shag. And then he signs the deal and then he turns up and they go, we haven't got any women, we've got men. Turn around. And he goes, hold on a minute, I'm not turning around. That's not my style of play. You can't blame him. You can't blame him, can you? That's not who he is. He's done very well, but it is true. Sometimes you need a bit of a example that makes people laugh, but also makes them go, that's actually true. Because that's what United did to him. They fucked him, didn't they? But they did. They made him turn around and said, you know, play this way now. And he was like, that's not who I am. It's not who I am. Rylan, I've been banned about talking about this because apparently it's been clipped on TikTok and it's hit family members who are like, why are you talking about your toilet wiping habits? And as I said to them, I'll say to you, it's been an absolute game changer. I just can't believe it. And I know we're talking about toilet habits, but it's criminal that I was taught to do it standing up. Or maybe I thought that was the way you did it. It's just been a life changer. The savings we've made on toilet paper already are huge. I can't believe it. For 46 years, I stood and wiped. And seriously, you know, this is not comedy. This is not a laugh. This is a serious flaw. If you're somebody that stands and wipes, you definitely should sit. It'll be a life changer. Not a life. It won't save your life. Won't save your life. That's a lie. But it's a game changer, that's for sure. Who will win, Chelsea or Arsenal tomorrow? Don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. Whizzer! Oh, he didn't take the shot. Idiot. Why didn't he hit it first time? He's got no confidence. Thank you very much to Rylan and Rian. If you had to pick... Sorry. Seeking5577 says, if you had to pick, we catch Villa or Spurs catch us? Well, let's go to the visualizer. So, first of all, Spurs are on 27 points. And Manchester United are on 32 points. So there's a 5-point gap between Man United and Spurs. And then there is a 11-point gap between Man United and Villa. What's more likely? Man United catch Villa or Spurs catch Man United? I mean, it's not even a bloody question, is it? 11-point gap for Manchester United. I mean, Carrick will get the job if he does that. And he's not getting the job. So, yeah, there's more. I don't think Spurs will catch Man United either. But I don't think we'll catch Villa. Oh my God, I love your house. Imagine Man United signing Baleba instead of Lamons. Sorry. Sorry, Evan says, imagine Man United signing Baleba instead of Le Mans. Baleba and Onana together would be interesting. Also, are we still doing All or Nothing documentary? No, they said no to it. Oh, yeah, you know the Bills won at the weekend, if you like NFL. I didn't realise till yesterday. Away to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they won. Imagine if the Super Bowl watch-along is the Bills in it. That's my team. I'd be so excited. We are going to do a Super Bowl watch-along again, of course. But the Eagles have been knocked out. They've landed out. So it's going to be very interesting who wins it. The Bills won't win it. They've got to go on the road again. All the way to the final. So they've got 2 more games before the Super Bowl, and they're both on the road. But they did well to win. Do you take Soucek at United when West Ham drop? No. No. Just another Fellaini, Eureki. Is it me, or does that Newcastle pitch seem huge? Says the PMO. I mean, I don't know whether it is huge or not. That should have been a red. Did that on purpose. O'Reilly. Could have killed him. What would be your boxing name, says Liam? Isn't it just your normal name? I don't think it was a red, by the way. I was just being. He knew what he was doing, though. Gave him a little bit of a bounce. How's your new kitchen, says Alex? It's fine, but it's a long time since we've had new tiles, and you know, around the heavily walking area, our tiles and grout are quite light. So around the heavily walked areas, the sink, etc., which both men and female walk around. I'm not going to say it's a female walked area because that's sexist. I'm around there in the cooker as well. It's getting quite dirty in the grout, and we've always had dark grout. So I'm sort of like, how do you clean it? Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Yellow card for Joel Linton, I think. Yeah. No, we do mop the floor, but it still stays dirty. I think we've got to get some... I think O'Reilly pushed him in the face a couple of times. Did he book them both? Did he book them both or just one? Joel Linton booked. Did he not book Joel? Did he not book O'Reilly as well? No, he booked both. Thank you. I'm not Tipex-ing the grout. I'm not putting grey in either. I'm not getting a bloody kitchen mat either, Sean. I like my tiles. I just want them to look clean. The grout. Grout cleaner. Seal it bang mould cleaner. Pandy says, O'Reilly messing with Joel Linton, he must have a death wish. Will you be placing your thumb over the screen whenever it cuts to Steve Holland on the touchline on Saturday, says Robbo? Nah, mate. I mean, I'd have been doing that a lot more, wouldn't I? You know, it's not like it's the worst thing the club have done. I watched your very first United Stand video and noticed how far you've come. What is your biggest takeaway from the past 11 years? Thumbs up from New Zealand, says Ty. It's been a learning curve, mate. You know, seriously, if you want a serious minute or 30 seconds, it's been a massive learning curve. When I started doing it, no one else was doing live football content to the volume of what people do now. It was all pre-recorded and stuff. So, you know, I was very different when I first started. I don't think I projected my voice as well. I think I was a little bit, you know, timid maybe. So yeah, I think you do change. And I look at some people who are up and coming doing it, and I don't, you know, they've obviously looked at what other people have done, because they certainly don't sound like I did when I started off. So, you know, it's been a learning curve, but I've learnt it with you lot. You know, I'm forever in your debt. I'm very, very much big on that, you know, everything we achieve, Bundesliga, you know, massive views. It's achieved as a community. Mark, did Jim really call you? No, Jay, it was the ticket office. Would you go cinema alone? Says Real Mr. Yeah, I definitely would. I must admit I never have, but I definitely would. I think there's something quite liberating about, you know, I remember the first time I went to the pub on my own, and you know, just sitting there with the paper and having a pint. It's quite liberating if you're comfortable doing that. I don't know whether I'd go for a meal on my own. Oh, I have done it. I know I have done it actually. I've done it a few times, but that one, the first time I did that, felt a bit strange. You think everyone's looking at you, and that's only because when I see someone sat on their own, I do look at them and think, oh, they've got no friends. And that's why I don't like going for a meal on my own, because I think people are looking at me going, he's got no friends. I'm very judgmental though. You might have figured that out. Cross the back post? No. Jack says you could get Gyökeres to fix your kitchen. He's a builder. Halfway through, can Arsenal do the double? Says Constantine. Oh, well, I don't know if we've got any Arsenal fans in tonight, but I don't think you give a shit about doing the double, do you? It's just about winning the league. Don't get greedy. Well, how do you think Carrick will do? I think he'll struggle, because I think the league, I think the players aren't good enough. So he needs the league to stay inconsistent as well. Could do with a goal in this game. Vipul says, were you team Superman or Batman since childhood? Batman. My boss is a United fan. We had a £50 bet who finishes higher in the league by January. Easy money, good content, Mark. Villa punter. I like Villa. I like Villa. I do live just outside Birmingham, and I've got friends who are Birmingham and Villa fans. Some are Birmingham fans, some are Villa fans. And I like both. I mean, I'd love to see Birmingham get promoted, and I want Villa to do well. But obviously, they can't stand each other in relation to their teams. But I like Villa. I like Emery. I like what they do. They're working on a very limited budget compared to United, City, Arsenal, yeah. I absolutely love Men, says Peter, both the media outlet and the gender. Which one do you think is worse, and which one would you pick? You've been watching my FIFA career mode, haven't you? Well, I would choose the gender male over the Manchester Evening News, but when choosing that gender, it's simply to be friends with and go for a pint and talk about football. Mark, what would be... I've done that one. Today has been a great day for me. My girlfriend celebrated her 22nd birthday, and we celebrated our 10-year anniversary together. I turned 60 this year. Sorry, 30. It's a CF26. I was gonna stand up and applaud you. I was gonna go, well done, well done. Yeah, well done. No friends. I mean, you sit in making videos all day. says Luciano. I don't know what that means. That's a poor, bitter post, mate. What happened to Bundesliga? Where were you, says Real Mr. Starfish. Well, maybe listen to the bloody stream today and the one at the start. I couldn't do commentary on it because I had to do United Stand stuff because of the Carrick stuff and everything like that. So we just played the stream, but I'm back on Friday. Get Yocker, I've done that one. I don't know why people are saying red card to... I know he said he's 30. It was a joke. It was a joke. Did I not clarify? Oh, I've just done... whoosh. Yeah, okay. So my girlfriend celebrated her 22nd birthday today, and we celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So she was 12. Right, okay. Yeah. Yeah, good one. Well, no, not good one, you bloody nonce. It better be a bloody joke, otherwise you're a classified nonce. Hi, Mark. Big fan. I don't know who is the favourite for the United job in the summer, but for your sanity, I pray it isn't Southgate. Cheers from Utah, says Craven. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people praying it is. Harsh says, as a Barca fan, I'm so happy about the downfall of Madrid. I'm curious if you think it's similar to the early signs of Man United going downhill a few years back. No, Harsh, no. Because say what you like about Real Madrid's owners, they want to win football games. So, well done, Lewis Hall there. He's a very steady left back, isn't he? Very good. I think he should be England's left back. He is English, isn't he? Very confident. He played very well at Old Trafford a few weeks ago as well. He's very confident. Very good player. But no, I don't think Real Madrid are going to fall off like Manchester United because they play in a two-horse town for a start. They've got huge money. They've got some fantastic players. And the way that the La Liga works at the moment is that Barcelona can win it one year and then Real Madrid will win it the next. Look, Real Madrid... when they won the Champions League against Real Madrid at Wembley, against Dortmund at Wembley, I genuinely thought they were going to dominate world football for the next 5 years. They looked really good. Bellingham is a false nine. Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo, they looked really, really good. They brought Mbappe in, and you know Mbappe's scoring loads and loads and loads of goals, but they just don't seem rhythmic, you know. CF26 says, I'm not joking, thanks for the well done. Well, I'll retract it now. Jenny says, who do you think will win the Ballon d'Or if England win the World Cup, Rice or Kane? Kane. We've got nearly 10,000 watching. Thanks everyone who's tuning in tonight. Absolutely legendary community. Remember, we're trying to hit 450,000 subscribers tonight, so please do subscribe and get involved. And there is also a second leg to this game. Newcastle have put a lot of effort in, but Man City, with their crap defence, have actually kept a clean sheet in this first half, which they'll be pretty pleased with. And it's Arsenal-Chelsea tomorrow night. I mean, look, beggars can't be choosers, but I find the Carabao Cup a little bit strange. In the sense that, you know, why do people take it so seriously? Oh, I've got to send this to Terry. He'll laugh. Oh my God, I love your eyes. Bum, 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 bum. Semenyo, been quite quiet so far. He's got a bit of space out wide. Little dink to the back post. No. Nothing doing. I genuinely think United are going to get something on Saturday. Carrick's at the wheel. 75,000. Manchester derby. Dreams can come true. Who's with me? Oh my God, I love your eyes. I'll tell you what, I'm going to shout this out because I am nice, right? I don't watch a lot of YouTube and I've never had any contact with these people. There's something about it that just makes me want to watch it. And whenever it's, whenever they have a show that's live, I will watch it. No, I tell a lie. I don't watch every show. But as far as fan content goes, I quite like watching it. If it's live when I go on YouTube, I'll put it on in the background. The Toon Review. Don't know whether anyone's ever heard of it, but I quite like watching it. There's just something about it. Something about it that I just find it quite watchable. Dylan says, don't jinx, says Mark. Do you watch anything else? Yeah, there's a guy who's mates with Rio. I absolutely... No, joking. No, I don't really watch anybody else. I watch The Overlap. I do watch The Overlap. I like The Overlap because, Roy Keane. But yeah, I don't watch a lot else. Who do you think has the biggest weapon in the league, says Evan? Mate, you're on the wrong channel, pal. Can we swap Steve Holland for Steve Bracknell, says Red Tactician? I never knew that Steve Bracknell was actually an actor. When he was on like Baller League and stuff like that, I sort of like who is this guy? I see him everywhere. He actually is an actor. It's all an act. Like it's a legitimate act. He's a comedian. I thought he was like a real person. I thought he was like real. I didn't realise it was like just a gimmick. Hamstring for Murphy here. Looks like Harvey Barnes is going to warm up. Don't jinx, as Mark, says Dylan. If United do a review and Wilcox goes, our window will be finished because we have no director of football. What an ownership we have, says Neil. I went to see Fargo on my own, and when it came out, it was on a weekday and the cinema was less than half full. Thoroughly entertaining few hours, says Kenneth. Which channel do you enjoy going live on more, says Shady. Oh, I'm very fortunate, mate. I'm very, very fortunate. I love That's Football because it's just more general chat. It's a bit fun. That's Football tends to be where the conversation's about do you stand front forward or facing backwards in the shower? Do you wipe standing up? So it's more of a pub chat, I think. That's Football. Whereas United Stand is just more passionate because it's actually my club. So they're very different. They're very different. Is it an act? Mate, 100%. Well, 95%. I read it. He's an actor. He was a comedian. Stand-up comedian or something like that. But like you, I thought it was real. You come to Nashville, no more New York, says Aiden. Oh, I'm missing I was thinking about driving up to Manchester today, and I was going to put the radio on, and I did put the radio on, but I was mostly thinking about New York. I was just like, oh, God, what a trip. What are your top 3 squads in the Premier League, i.e. United 99? Keep up the great work. I don't do squads, James. I do teams. The best 3 Premier League sides ever are Man City with a shot over the box. It's going to be half-time now. It's a good question for half-time. The best 3 Premier League sides ever are obviously Man United 99. There's a few contenders, really. United 99 is the best. And then you've got to put Man City Centurions in there because it was a good achievement. We're talking Premier League. You've got to put the Invincibles in there because it was a good achievement. You've also got to put 045 Chelsea in there because they never get remembered. And you've also got to put a couple of Man Uniteds in there as well because people forget that the Premier League actually existed before 1999. And the 94 Premier League Man United side was fantastic with the likes of Hughes and Cantona and Irwin and Ince. So, and also the 08 United side's good. So I think it's difficult. I think you can. I've done it in the past where I'll leave out people on purpose to wind them up like the Invincibles. But the reality is, I think it's a very personal choice. Would you put Leicester in there? You could, Gav. You could put Liverpool in there. I think Liverpool are a bit unlucky because I think that Liverpool team, the COVID year, were gonna be really good, and then COVID came and sort of blunted it. And then the year that they won it with slots, you've only won it twice in the Premier League era, haven't you? I think. So, yeah. But I think 99 United side is the most complete 11 I've ever seen in the Premier League. It was very, very special. And I know, obviously, winning the Champions League and the FA Cup isn't to do with the Premier League, but I think you do have to take into account what you do, which is the Invincibles. They won fuck all, and they won the Premier League, but they drew 12 games and they didn't do anything in any other cup. I presume City's Centurions won the Carabao Cup because Pep seemed to win it all the time at that point. I can't remember if Chelsea won anything else in 04-05. But look, Piers Morgan was winding people up today saying Manchester United shouldn't be called a big club anymore. They're not even the biggest club in Manchester. And Piers Morgan's very clever at just saying silly things to wind people up. And then silly people react to it. I actually agree with him in a way. Because I don't actually want to be a big club that's shit. I mean, of course, Man United are the biggest club in England. We've got the biggest fan base. We've got, we're an absolutely huge club. But in a way, I sort of agree with him. I don't want to be a big club on history. I want to be a big club on now. So I don't take any pride in arguing with Piers Morgan that Man United are a bigger club than Arsenal. Because Arsenal are a better club than Man United at the moment. So, we've all got our own ideas. But all I would say is don't forget Chelsea 04-05. I remember that season. And you couldn't lay a glove on them. You just couldn't lay a glove on them. Mourinho, they were brilliant. Anyway, good question that. Half time here. Let's stop the clock. Oh, you know what? I'm enjoying the chat more than I'm enjoying the game. It should be a better game than this, but it's been very equal so far. What about the best Division 1 team, says SW. Who gives a shit? I don't know. Here's another invite to Nashville, says Nicholas. I'm trying to think. Isn't there a song about Nashville? There's got to be. I'm going to Nashville. What's that song by? No, it's not Nashville. Mark, if United had the midfielder of Bruno Gomes and Tonali, do you think we'd have been a better team? I feel Amrin missed out due to not having a midfield. Ashish, I said this a few weeks ago. If Man United had a midfield two of James Garner and Sander Berg, we'd be in the top 5. It's not even at Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton. It's literally just 2 competent, disciplined midfielders. Jackson. I'm going to Jackson. Yeah, I like that film, Johnny Cash. Hi, Mark. Valentine's Day is in 1 month and I'm still single. I don't know what to do, says Jade. Well, you got a month. I mean, it's a lot easier for you lot these days. You don't, in our days, you'd put a mini skirt on, bit of makeup, head down the club and, get some interest. I didn't put, I've just got to go back there. I wasn't putting lipstick on and a mini skirt. I'm saying like Jade sounds like a female name. But these days, it's a lot easier because you can get yourself on old apps and you could probably get 30 dates in before Valentine's Day, couldn't you? Do you feel like... Give it a go, Jade. Keep us up to date. I mean, the great thing about this community is it is a footballing community, but we are very interested in, people. Like, we had the guy before Christmas who was like, should I dump my girlfriend before Christmas? I said, wait till after Christmas so you get your presents. He waited till after Christmas. He didn't just get physical presents. He did get physical presents by the sounds of it, but he also got presents to unwrap. And physical... Anyway, you get the idea. And then New Year's Day, binned her off. New year, new him. Some people said that was ruthless, but, he had a good Christmas. So, yeah, keep us up to date, Jade. Do you feel like Jacqueline Hyde with your two names, says C1? No, I don't. Don't know why I'm picking my nose. It was an itch. I don't. Some people get more stressed about that than I do. It doesn't bother me at all. Some people call me Mark. Some people call me the other name. Probably get called Mark more than the other name. And, yeah, I'm just used to it. It doesn't bother me. Does your lad want to go to the Sidemen charity game, says Sam. He wants to bloody play in it. I said he's too young. Desperately wants to play in it. He's too young. And I said to him, so did I. And I always got bloody ignored. What's your opinion on switching teams? I'm from an area... Is that football or... I think it is. Actually, I think he is talking about football. I'm from an area with no team... Look, I'm from an area with no teams near. Support United is definitely talking about football. Okay, we're on safe ground now. I actually, when you said what's your opinion on switching teams, I actually thought it was like you were going to go into a different, I nearly said different toilets, but you still go in the same toilets. If anything, you like going in that toilet more. Anyway, stop digging the hole. What's your opinion on switching teams? I'm from an area with no teams near me. Support United, first game last Sunday, but don't feel a connection anymore. You don't what? You don't abandon your team, Noah. Do Lincoln City fans stop supporting Lincoln City because they're shit and they're never going to get promoted? No, you stick with your team. That's football, is there for you to enjoy football, and then whoever you support is just a punishment, You just got to put up with it. No wonder it took a week to get Carricky. Already done multiple interviews and podcasts for United now, says River. You're a pro footballer, 300 grand a week to play for Liverpool or 5k a week to play for United, says Shane. Am I playing for United, though? Or am I going to get treated like Mainu and just be like, never get picked? Because it's not the money, it's playing, Shane. And this might be a bit of a complex reply, but realistically, they're just showing this O'Reilly thing with Joel Linton. He should have been sent off, shouldn't he? Do you think O'Reilly should have been sent off for that? Bit of a slap. Look, I'd play for Man United if I was playing for 5k a week over 300k a week for Liverpool, but it's the game time. What do you make of the post-game antics with Mbappe and co refusing the winner's guard of honour? Love the watch-alongs, always have you on during games, says RB. I didn't see it, mate. Honestly, I didn't see it, but, it's classless, isn't it, to do something like that? Yeah, I think that unless you've been cheated by a referee or something like that, you should always show your class. Can we just not play Delo in the derby? Experts reckon that Tupac would still be alive if Delo was the shooter, says one and only. How you keep doing United Stand, aren't you tired? How do you keep doing United Stand, aren't you tired, says Jamie. No, I mean, there's people who get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go and work for 10 hours. So no, I'm not going to cry sympathy on that front. Thank you so much for your super chat. Have you seen all the Serie A games on Channel 4 are all on YouTube? The game had some legends like Costa Curta, Baresi and Baggio. I used to love watching it, mate. I used to love watching it. I sound like a choking frog. That's the music to Serie A. Italiano, Italiano. Could Klopp 2020 Liverpool, today's Arsenal and Haaland era City challenge Sir Alex Ferguson's MUFC in the 2000s, says Angel. I don't know. I mean, it's, who's the better player, Roy Keane or Rodri? Roy Keane every day of the week, but we'll never be able to prove it. Hi Mark, I'm a Celtic fan and do Hearts may the title, says Scar. I don't think Hearts will win the title, mate. I think Rangers or Celtic will win it. I think it's really, really, really difficult. And I tell you what, as much as Celtic and Rangers fans won't like this, I think it would be great for the Scottish Premier League if Hearts won it, just in general, to make it appear that it's not always going to be Celtic and Rangers winning it. It's like when Atletico Madrid won La Liga, or when Leverkusen won the Bundesliga. It just breaks the domination. But I don't think they'll win it, Hearts. They've only lost 2 games this season, and I really hope they win it. But yeah, I don't think they will. Made me laugh today on Sky Sports News. Alan Smith said United need a manager who wins trophies, then said Poch. Pundits in the bin, says Joe. Some of them are shit, aren't they? They are. Ashish says, Man United 07-08 team is my favourite, although I watched the 98-99 simply because of the front line of Ronaldo, Wazza, Tevez and Sahar those days. It was a very good team, and if the referee hadn't cheated, we would have won the FA Cup because we got knocked out by Portsmouth at Old Trafford, who went on to win the FA Cup. Lee Berman says, Steve Bracknell is a character played by Chris McClure. He is the person on the front of the Arctic Monkeys' first album. I feel like Lee and me have blown some illusions here. But welcome to the club. Because I thought he was just like me or Angry Ginge or Robbie. I just thought he was a really passionate football person with a bit of a eccentric personality. And then I found out it's actually a character played by an actor. And fair play to him for doing it, but yeah. Mark, can you shout out my friend Miles and his kids? He's a big fan of you and recently had rough experience with a battered Mars bar. Yeah, Andy. Yeah, shout out to Miles, Doran. I think you've done him up like a kipper there, but so there we go. When can we see United stand on the overlap fan debate, says Deepak? Well, according to Gary, never. United should be in for Hall, but we never will, says Dominic. But yeah, Man United should be in for Morgan Rogers. Man United should be in for lots of players that don't play for the top 4, but would they come to Manchester United? What makes a big club, trophies or fan base, says Seeking. Look, I think a big club is dictated to by multiple things. Fan base is 1. Worldwide acknowledgement is 2. If you're on holiday in India or America or Australia or Japan and you say name an English football club and they're saying Man United, which they probably are, that just shows you that the reputation is big. So reputation's big. History, of course, is big. But Yesterday was a very good song written by Paul McCartney. Today is all we know. And I stood next to my Christmas tree at 1 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve, which was technically Christmas Day. Everyone was in bed. I'd put all the presents under the tree. We have coloured lights. And I just felt ridiculously nostalgic. And I thought about Christmas past, people who are no longer with us. Being a kid, all the Christmas mornings, up at 4 o'clock in the morning, playing computer games, etc. And I felt a bit nostalgic. And then I thought, you know what? None of that matters because it's gone. It lives in here, but it's gone. All that matters is now. And surrounding those nostalgic memories, your farts still smell. You still have bad days. All that really matters is today. And, Man United are a big club, but how does that help me today? You're only as good as your last game when it comes to football. And, you know, maybe Man United are a bigger club than Aston Villa, but Aston Villa are 11 points ahead of us with a better manager and a better run club. You know, to be the best, you've got to stay the best. That's the statement that I always take from winners is winning's important, but it's staying there. And United have fell off. They fell off because they're run by idiots. And what's the point in being a big club when you're a banter club as well, you know? So I don't take any, you know, you won't find me in an argument arguing with other clubs saying we're bigger than you because we're a bloody embarrassment. And if anything, it highlights what an embarrassment we are. Right, second half's about to start. Come on then, let's be having ya. I tell you what sitcom I'm absolutely loving at the moment. And I don't know whether it's because I liked Peep Show or because I'm just desperate to like a sitcom. Here We Go. Has anyone watched Here We Go, the sitcom? It's 3 seasons of it now, and they did a Christmas special. I really love it. I think it's great. Does the fact that Pep has immediately dropped Semenyo into the starting lineup indicate that he's slightly nervous about the season, or is he just changing his philosophy about integrating players? I think it's Carabao Cup game, so you throw him in. Free kick to City. Bruno G might be getting a yellow. Thoughts on the new Sidemen charity match, says Sam. To be honest, I'm not up to date with everything that goes on in the world of content creators, but I did see that. I didn't know they were going to do another one after last year. And I'll watch with interest as to how it develops because I don't think I'll be involved. If the Glazers said they'd sell United only if you do the latest TikTok dances 3 times daily for a year, would you do it? No, because I wouldn't bloody trust them, Rob. I'd have to have it in a watertight... If it was a watertight contract, I'd do it. Jade says, bro, that was me. Oh, it is... Jade was the person who... Okay, and you're not a woman, you're a man. Okay. Jade can be a man's name. Jadon. Jack H says, looking at the fixtures, I think Liverpool miss out on Champions League. I'd be very surprised, but I'll take your word for it. James says, hi, Mark. Would you rather have as a manager Southgate or Ricky? Definitely Ricky, James, because then he'd make me. He'd definitely give me a job. I don't know what that job would be, but I'm sure he'd help me out. Danny says, my 9-year-old thinks you bring the presents and not Santa. No. Let me clarify this, Danny. Because when I was a kid, I thought Santa brought all the presents, even the ones bought by your parents, right? But my wife grew up thinking Santa gave his own presents and your parents put theirs under the tree. So Santa's presents come from Santa and your family presents, well, they go under the tree. They don't get delivered by Santa. So it just depends on whether your parents send their presents to Santa to give him more to do, or they just put him under the tree to let it make life easier, and he just delivers the presents from Santa. So Chicharito is one of my favourite United players because he was a little man playing up top, and he still fought with passion and got us so many goals. Was he little, Porf? Was he little? Porf says Chicharito was little. I don't know. Oh, nearly an own goal there off Anthony Gordon. Can we check Chicarito's height? Chicharito. He might have shrunk a little, but he's 37. Still playing, you know. 5'9". I wouldn't say that's little. I'd say it's on the small side, but I wouldn't say he was little. Bum, 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 bum. 5'9", says Constantine. Man United relegated or never eating lasagna again, says Puffy the Boyd. Well, I haven't had lasagna in ages anyway, so let's just not have lasagna. Mark, my brother Bing listening right now. Could you wish him a happy 28th birthday, says Jun. Happy birthday, pal. Hope you have a good day. Jade says, I'm single for Valentine's Day, so that's why I'm worried. What if she gets somebody before I do? But you could just get with a 5. Just to, you know. I'm giving good advice here. I told you to stay with her for Christmas to get your presents. Now, just get with somebody to get more presents. Go for a 5 who's, you know, up for a laugh, if you know what I mean. Oh, how is he? Oh, what a save. What a save by, well, he's still, to be honest, he should still score. Cross to Wizzer, who did a looping header instead of just doing a proper header. And Trafford managed to make the same. Wizzer should have scored that. People will say it's a great save by the keeper, and it was a good save by the keeper, but Wizzer's header was crap. Look at this cross, and why does he head it like that? Why does he head it like that? He knows he's headed it stupidly. Look, because he gets the top of his head. It's a good save by Trafford, but it's a crap header. My 9, I've done that one. Have you watched Mayor of Kingston on Paramount? It's a great show, says Shane Hughes. I haven't. Is that the guy? Oh, yeah. Rimmer. What the hell happened with that snowplow? What the hell? I mean, I'm so glad he didn't die, because if he'd have died from that, would have been horrific. He had a massive, big, proper snowplow, and he fell in front of it, didn't he? I think I've got his name wrong. That's why I was laughing. Jeremy Rimmer. Rimmer. What's his name? Hawkeye. He was in a brilliant film. What was that film he was in the snow? Not the one with the plough. The Wind River. Oh, what a film. Jeremy Renner. Not Rimmer. Anyway, I want to watch it, Shane. I presume he's not back acting yet. Let's do a Google search. Jeremy Rimmer. No, don't do that. Renner. God, we'll get something very different. Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner clears driveway with huge snowplow 3 years after near fatal accident. Five seasons of that. Do you think Birmingham will get promoted and this match has been a bit up and down? No midfielder this month is a big mistake for United, says Midri. It's got to be a goal. And it's Semenyo. Semenyo on his debut. It is his debut. No, it's not his debut. But Semenyo scores for Newcastle. And it's 1-0. I mean, he couldn't miss it. It was a lovely cross into the box. I think it was Doku. And Semenyo there to tap it in on what will probably be his first of many goals. I mean, I hope Delo is not playing on Saturday, because Doku will tear him a new one, won't he? Bernardo Silva got a very important touch on this cross to flick it to the back post as well. Poor marking by Newcastle, though. Why is Bernardo Silva completely unmarked? Oh, I'll tell you what, you'd love to be getting on the end of that, wouldn't you? Literally, time your run, open goal, get in. 1-0 to City. 2 goals in 2 games, says Mark Ash. Yeah, I think for Birmingham City it might be difficult, maybe playoffs. I feel like United are going into the same slog Liverpool went into post-80s, says Sora. Looking forward to Super Bowl. Who's your money on, says Tom. I don't know now. Patriots? Broncos? Let me know. Asked someone at work what team he supports, and he said Man City and PSG. Now I can't even look at the guy. Should I say something to him, says Mystify. I mean, I'd rather talk to him than somebody who says I don't like football. So, you know, he might be low, but there's lower than that. I agree. You probably shouldn't talk to him again for supporting two clubs, and they're both glory clubs. But I still think that's better than I don't like football. The greatest title to win in history will always be that Leicester side. The season was like a glitch in the Matrix. Absolutely amazing. It was a shit Premier League season though, Ashish. I mean, taking nothing away from Leicester, even though I have, it was a shit Premier League season. I mean, Spurs were their title contenders and then bottled it to Arsenal, second place. Chelsea is crap and that makes me sad, so the heaven made up for that as I'm a good lad. Then a hot chick asked me to go out, says Rub. Did Mark's menu, did United miss out? Well, we didn't miss out. He chose City. Sam says, did you manage to sit down and wipe? Yes, it was game-changing. I'll be honest, depressed over United, says Eddie. That's what this community is about. Doku, bit of space. I don't know what that was. City have been the better side second half, I've got to say. Newcastle 50-50 first half, but second half, definitely Man City. Why is Gary Banju? Need United stand on overlaps, says Deepak. Oh, it's a long story, an old story, and it's one none of us want to revisit. Let's just leave it in the past and move on. Saw a video, Goldbridge saves Man United from 4-4 tunes. The song is so catchy, I'm stuck. Wonder if you've seen it. Oh, it's brilliant, Havid. Yeah, brilliant. I love 4-4 tunes. Chikorito literally means little P, Mark. I hope someone clips it. Your channels and community have helped me with severe anxiety. Thanks, mate, says Ashish. Thank you, pal. And you are right. It does mean little P. That's stupid of me. I know you won't like Conference League for United, but do you think that it would benefit them, especially the kids, says Angel? It might do in a way, but it's shite. I mean, I can't stand the Europa League when you're playing teams like... I don't know. Exactly. So the Conference League's even bloody worse. James says, Semenyo plays for City, Mark, not Newcastle. You said he scored for Newcastle. You're getting old. I'm not getting old. I just mix my words up sometimes. Always have. Whizzer, don't shoot, you shit. He crossed it. That's a bit harsh. I wouldn't say he's shit, but he's having a shit game. Bruno G! Good shot straight at the keeper. Red Dwarf or Rabsy Nesbit, says Kenneth. Neither. I'm neither. I'm neither. How are we doing on subscribers? We want to hit 450k tonight. What a time to check. We are 11 subscribers away from 450,000. We're on 4499811. That's right. That's wrong. No, we're not on that. 9. Well, it says 997 now, so I don't know what I read before. Keep subscribing. We're very, very close. We're very close to 450k. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Absolute legends. And thanks for being part of this a great community. What are you doing at the weekend? I tell you what. You know when you have a weekend that you'd like to play back? Last weekend, apart from Man United, the Saturday was great. Didn't really watch any football. And went out for a lovely curry. And then the United Stand show was really good. Premier League. Remember last season? Sorry, remember last year there was a Super Sunday that wasn't super. Like it was a really crap Super Sunday. It's happened again. It's happened again. So Saturday, United stand, United City, 12:30. Some good 3 o'clocks, Chelsea, Brentford, Liverpool, Burnley, Tottenham, West Ham. And then we'll do Forest against Arsenal at 5:30. But Sunday, crap. Wolves, Newcastle at 2 o'clock and Villa, Everton at 4:30. I mean, what's going on? What's going on with that? Champions League's back next week. Tuesday night, it's Inter Milan, Arsenal, which will be good. And Tottenham, Dortmund, which will be good. So we'll cover those. And then Wednesday night, it's Newcastle, PSV, Marseille, Liverpool, which will be good because it's De Zerbi against Liverpool. But we're getting to the business end of it now, aren't we? We are. Do you remember Stefano Aranio from Milan? He won the League and the European Cup. We had him and Concladze in our midfield at Derby County in 2001. I don't remember that name. The name is familiar, but I don't remember the name, Luke. Lovely ball into Haaland. Blocked. Corner. Default 66 says, all the Man United fans that forced McTominay and Fred out deserve every bit of Casemiro and Agate. Man United will finish in the bottom half at the best. Well, no Man United fan forced Scott McTominay out at all. Ineos decided to sell him against the manager's wishes. Boom! That's a mic drop. That's a mic drop, Default 66. That's a mic drop. Shove it up your ass. Robert says it's his birthday tomorrow, so he's getting hammered on his own. That Lacey red card should never have been allowed to happen. United should appeal it. Plus, I saw the comments to your comment on Lacey's Instagram, Mark. Some of them are disgraceful. I haven't read them, Tom. I can imagine what they are. Yeah, there are really... Yeah, I can picture them in my mind. So Lacey put an Instagram post out. I just said, don't worry about it. You're the future, etc. And apparently there were some nasty comments in there. I've not read it, but I genuinely think there's probably people out there that would punch me in the face in the street. And I just think that is hilarious. Well, it wouldn't be hilarious if I knocked him, I don't want to get in a black eye or anything like that, but it's hilarious. Goal, Man City. Semenyo again. He's done it again. He's done it again. From a corner. Well, he's done it again. 3 goals in 2 games for Semenyo for Manchester City. Say what you like about him, he's a goal machine. He is a goal machine, isn't he? I mean, his goal record at Bournemouth was fantastic, and it's probably not going to change. I mean, it's crap defending. It's Wizard again, isn't it? He's rubbish. Newcastle fans, he is crap. Wizard is absolutely shit. He's marking him there. He's missed 2 sitters, and he's cost you the second goal. He's rubbish. 3 goals and 1 assist in 2 games, says Drush. No, he's a top player, Semenyo. Like, he's a top player. I don't think Man United should have been going for him. I think we should have been spending that money. I mean, there's a big list of things to take a pop at Wilcox and Ineos for, but they're checking it for offside here. But being willing to spend £65 million on Semenyo, but then not using that money on a midfielder is ridiculous. And people forget that. And I should have saved it for the United stand, but people forget that. Like, United were going to spend £65 million on Semenyo. They didn't get him, and then they refused to spend it on a midfielder. I don't know why they're trying to say this is offside. So why is this offside? Does it go off Haaland? Just give the fucking goal. I mean, why would it be offside? What does he do? What's Haaland doing? I don't really know what Erling Haaland's doing there. Why is he offside? If he's interfering, it's a foul. What's he actually doing? Haaland interference. What? How is this even offside? But I can see Haaland stood there, but what's he actually doing? How can it be offside? It goes in off Semenyo. What? Well, if he's blocking the keeper, it's a foul. It's not offside, is it? It's all right showing us the image. I mean, Haaland probably is offside, but what? He's in an offside position, but he's not doing anything. Blocking Tau. Well, it's a foul then. It's not offside, is it? If he's blocking him, it's a foul. It's not. You just give a foul. You don't give offside. They've done it again. It's gonna get ruled out, isn't it? Look at the VAR room. They haven't got a fucking clue, have they? Look at them. Well, I don't know what to do, but the cameras are on us, so let's just do something. Okay. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. I'll get Howard on the phone. Right. Yeah. Okay. We still don't know what to do. They've given it offside. No, he's going to VAR now. It's not offside. He's now going to check it on VAR. No. I don't, it's either a foul or a goal. I don't get the offside element of it. If that, I mean, I'm no Man City fan, but that's a joke. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I genuinely think there'll be Newcastle fans going, what a joke. I mean, Semenyo flicks it into the bottom corner and Haaland's there competing with Tau and it's not given. I mean, it's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. And you know what, Man City fans? You can have that now because for years you've said you're always fair to everybody, but you're never fair to us. And I said, if there's ever a decision that goes against you that I think's a joke, you'll see who's got an agenda. That is ridiculous. I don't care who it is. When it comes to the refereeing, I will call it out, and that is a fucking joke. That's not offside. It's a cross from a corner that Semenyo flicks into the bottom corner that nobody was going to save. It's like it's Van Dijk all over again. Nobody was stopping that going in. That is absolutely incredible. Nobody is stopping that goal going in because it flicks into the bottom corner. And all Haaland is doing is competing with Chow. It's ridiculous. I've never seen it. Well, I have seen it. It's every fucking week, but that's incredible, that. Absolutely incredible. I'm stunned by that. Absolutely ridiculous. There's no way that's offside. Like, he's not doing anything. He's not active. Joel Linton. He's going like that at Bernardo Silva. Oh dear. Heightist, don't like that. They think Haaland prevents Pope getting across to play the ball. What a joke. He was well past the ball. Another big game they want the fame from. Says, oh, it's disgusting that. Call it out. Doesn't matter whether it's Man City or any other team. It's disgusting. And Tonali's nearly equalised there. Would you get rid of VAR from the EPL? It's not in the EPL. Oh, from the Premier League sub, yeah. I think it's No, VAR's not the problem. You know, VAR gets a lot of criticism. It's not the VAR. It's another an acronym, and it's PGMOL. It's not VAR. There's nothing wrong with VAR. The technology is there to make the right decision. It's the idiot running it that makes the wrong decision. VAR's fine. Villa Everton would be a decent game if it was 12:30 Saturday or 3 p.m. Saturday, but not on a Super Sunday, says Shane. What's more broken, FIFA defending or VAR, says Dylan. Thank you very much. City fan here, that's a disgrace. Pope's not there, says Luke. Mate, it's an absolutely shocking decision. It really is. And as much as I don't like City, and it's the same as Liverpool with that offside against Spurs years ago, you still can relate to it as a football fan and go, the way I always look at it is, it doesn't matter what team it happens to, it's the danger that it's going to happen to your team if you don't call it out. And we keep calling it out and they keep doing it. But why they've gone looking for that, I don't know. I mean, who in the VAR room went, oh, do you think there might be an offside there? If they'd said nothing, nobody would have ever spoke about it. If they'd said goal, no Newcastle fan would have gone, oh, you know what? I reckon there's an offside there. Like, you just wouldn't look for it. It's like, I think Harry Maguire scored a goal against Fulham a couple of years ago. And no Fulham fan said a fucking word about it being offside, but VAR went and found it. And that's what annoys me. It's like, you can't even run the game properly. Stop looking for stuff that no football fan's really looking for. Proctor versus Kent. Who carried you more on FIFA, says Dylan. Goldbridge. Could you put a poll on correct or wrong decision? Would like to see, but expecting 90% wrong. I will do that for you now, Cozy Cow. Was Semenyo goal offside? Ridiculous. I think it's Tor being obstructed from heading it, says Ritv. Nah. I mean, I just watched it there. Let me just watch it again. I mean, look, let's be fair. No, he can't. You know when you watch it, he can't. He can't head it. The ball's too low. You know when you watch it back from behind the goal, no, he can't. He can't. It's just. It's not a foul. There's no foul. There's no obstruction. There's nothing. It's absolutely shit. The ball's too low. He can't be headed, and he would have to move Haaland out of the way, which he can't do. And people would say, "Well, Haaland's in an offside position. He should be able to." Nah, you're getting way too technical there. You don't go looking for stuff like that. That's a goal. You don't rule a goal out for that. Gary Neville's soccer box. What am I watching that for? Oh, I've pressed up. Ross says Marky's holding him. Well, that's a foul then. But it's not a foul. This right. You know why I think it's a ridiculous decision? I will explain it to you, okay? So for the last 18 months, we've seen corners from teams like Arsenal and Spurs and every other club where the cross comes in and you can barge the goalkeeper, you can grab hold of a centre-back, on the penalty spot you can grab hold of somebody, etc., right? And that's absolutely fine. Haaland and Tau are grabbing hold of each other. So there's no interference, there's no foul, that's just normal behaviour. To say that that's not allowed because Haaland was in an offside position is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Lewis says you can't be offside from a corner. You can't be offside from a corner, but when Semenyo heads it, technically you can be. City fan here, that's a disgrace. Pope's not there, says Luke. They think Haaland prevents Pope getting across to play the ball. What a joke. He was well past the ball. Another big name they want the fame from, says RB. Thank you very much. So when Ref Watch says it's the wrong decision, do we get the goal back, says Luke Robotham. How's dry January going, says Antonio. Well, you know me, I don't agree with it. Well, it's not I don't agree with it, I just don't adhere to it. Bernardo Silva is the most unlikable player in the world. He is a bit of a shithouse, Pete. How about a VAR appeal system to cricket, says BP. But who are you going to appeal it to? The referee and VAR said no goal. Hi, Mark. I just got on, but what team do you think Maresca, Alonso and Amorim will coach next, says Alan. I think it would be hilarious if Amorim was the next Man City coach. I mean, even as a United fan, I think that would be very much box office. I think Maresca will be the next City coach, and I think Alonso might end up at Liverpool. Do you reckon the referees make these decisions to give the other teams a chance, says James? I would hope not. I would hope not. Sources close to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer suggest he had strong backing from Wilcox and Barada, but not from Sir Jim or the Glazers. I'd say that's spin. Shithousery is a good thing and we need more of it, says Tom. Yeah, I don't like Bernardo Silva, but I think it's a bit like Rudiger, isn't it? I'd love Rudiger if he was a Man United player. But when he was at Chelsea and at Real Madrid, you just think he's a shithouse. But you do. They're a good player to have. Husky says, where do you come up with your analogies? I watched a Rage compilation of you and some of the things you say literally have me belly laughing. The thing about them is, mate, that they are predominantly off the cuff. And they don't happen 5 times a show. They don't even happen 5 times a week. They're, you know, you think about how many hours I stream a week, and how often there is an analogy that people actually like. And there's plenty of shit ones that people don't like. Where do you done that from Tom? Thank you very much to Husky. Welcome to the Members Club, M Sati. Thoughts on Spurs signing Gallagher, says Oliver. I think it's a good signing for Spurs, but I'm surprised about it. I think Villa was the better move. Man United will beat Man City, says Bookie. Me and you, mate, we're on the same team. So it's 1-0 here. It should be 2-0. We've had another cracking VAR decision, Gromit. And yeah, it remains 1-0 to Man City when it should be 2. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, good save with the feet by Pope. Newcastle clear it. Do you think Arsenal and Chelsea will go strong tomorrow? I mean, Arsenal have got such a good squad. I would think they will. Do you rate Lewis Hall, says Moa? I was talking about him in the first half. I think he's a fantastic player. Mark, remember Mark Cherky is coming back to Old Trafford, says Ria. Zuta says, I'm straight, but you look so hot today. I don't. I've hardly any sleep. My hair's not good today. I don't know why I'm analysing it. You're taking the piss. Anyway. City are missing Stones, Diaz, Vardy, Al Mamouche, Nico, Kovacic, Bob, Savinho for the derby. I know. Got a good chance, Luke. Got a very good chance. Have you ever received a Christmas gift when you were a kid that contains a kit of a rival club for a good laugh? No. No, Angel. My first ever kit was an Everton kit. You sometimes have to revisit these stories because not everyone watches every stream and some people are new. The first kit I got was actually an Everton kit because my primary school was quite small and we didn't have a football team, and they decided they were going to do a football team because we all used to play football, and we played the local primary school who were very good, and but we had no kits. So basically the head teacher sent a letter home to everybody saying that traditionally years ago, probably in the 1800s, they used to wear blue, so just wear a blue football kit top for the game. So I was like, I said to my mum worked in town in Nottingham, and we lived in like rural Nottingham, which is irrelevant. But it was around, I'd say it was probably 1980, probably about 1987, 1988, something like that. And I said to my mum, Man United have got a V-neck blue kit with sharp on the front. If you get me that, I can wear that. And she obviously went into the shop and saw a V-neck top and picked the one with NEC on it. And it was Everton. So I got my first kit was an Everton kit. I have got a pic. There is a picture somewhere of me in an Everton kit. I'm sure I posted it years ago. And then I'm bloody banned, you know, and you know, that's how bloody grateful they are. The first kit I ever owned was an Everton kit, and I'm bloody got banned from bloody Goodison Park. Yeah, that's gratitude for you, isn't it? You give them a bit of publicity and you get banned. Matthew says, will you do a video tonight on Carrick? I did it at 7 o'clock. I know you're an NFL enjoyer. Do you follow any American YouTubers to keep up? Says Antonio. No, I don't get any time, mate. You know, most of my YouTube is streaming with you lot. I very rarely get to watch anything. Are you banned from the David Dickinson Stadium? I don't know. Any update on the one a year episode of Driving with Goldbridge? It's why I get up in the morning. It will be back, Omar. Put your hand down, you prat. Would you sack Slot for Xavi? Feels harsh for Slot. No, I think you've got to wait. Look. From a Liverpool perspective, Alonso is an open goal, of course, but I would imagine, like Maresca, like Amorim, they're going to take a few months off, and then, you know, most managers want to take over in the summer anyway. So Alonso won't want that Liverpool job until the summer. So you basically give Slot to the end of the season, and if things massively improve, you don't need Alonso, and if they don't, you move him on. Everett and Herrera were shithouses as well. They were really good at the peak, coming from a Liverpool fan. Yep. Peter, thank you. Thank you very much. Will you be reacting to Gold Carrick appointment after? I've already done it. Literally, he got appointed at 7:15 and I was live on the United Stand at 7. Thinkers and you are crying out for Ruben Neves, says Gary 1992. Who do you support? I can't see your badge. Oh, that looks like a bloody Spurs badge. You've got Conor Gallagher. US or UK office and why? UK, original, Reese. I did like the US office though, and I would recommend everybody to watch it. And what does everybody think about the Office spin-off? Can't remember what it's called. Is it any good? Hi Mark, why didn't United have any interest in Conor Gallagher? Instead he's going to Spurs. He could have been what United... Money. Idiots. Money. Was Semenyu's goal offside? Only 69% say no, 31% say yes. Big fan. I'm currently homeless and your streams and videos are my only happiness, so I saved up for this super chat. Thank you, Mark. Says Ab. I've got a lot of questions, but I'm going to leave it. All I'd say is good luck, mate. Oh, it's called The Paper. Is it any good? Finn says, Mark, the offside rule is the second last player and he's clearly behind the goalkeeper no matter what if he's behind Tau and he stops Tau from clearing. No. He doesn't stop Tau from clearing though, Finn. I think it's a load of bollocks. We need a progressive ball-playing midfielder, says Gary. Oh, for Spurs. What's the name of that X account that VAR have got? Does anyone know the name? Because they'll have given an explanation, and I can banter it. She's just like you and me, but she's homeless. She's homeless. Da-na-dee now now na-na-dee now now na-na-dee now. I can't find it. What's the name of the account? Come on. Why have you got a coat on inside? I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to it. Come on, somebody must know it. Oh, I've just realised I've just realised I've got no idea why I was singing that song. Now I realise why. That's Ab's fault, saying that he's bloody doing super chats when he's homeless. You know when a word goes into your mind and then you start singing about it? Do you wear the coat to bed? I might do. I am very addicted. I go. This happens to me. I get addicted to things. Fortunately, not hard drugs. Don't do drugs, people. I've never done drugs. But no, I get addicted to silly things like gelees and that's not a penalty. PL Match Centre. Right, let's have a look what the idiots had put in there. The self-smug twats. PL Match Centre. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano time. Okay. They haven't tweeted. Cowards. They haven't even tweeted. January the 7th was the last time they tweeted. They haven't even bothered to tweet about the offside. There you go. Silence is guilt. Actually, it's not. It's your right to say no comment. 9 minutes. Oh, it's not a Premier League match. That's not... good point. Technicality. Yeah, they've got me on the old Carabao Cup technicality, haven't they? Hey, don't knock a gilet until you've worn one. Look. It's got a little badge on the back. I've had this for about 5 years, and I went to put the Christmas presents away, and I found this hung up in one of the cupboards, and I was like, oh, I forgot I had it. And now I've put it on. I just can't take it off. Because your arms don't get hot, but your body is warm. That's why I used to call it we used to call them body warmers. Forget the French shit. Why did they call it a gilet? It's a body warmer. Why do they have to change the names of good stuff? Like Snickers, Marathon. What was wrong with Marathon? Starburst, Opal Fruit. Silver. Straight at the keeper. I'm serious. I'm estranged too, Mark. Can you help? Says Ab. I don't know what that means. I like that you were neutral on the shit VAR calls, says Luke. Look, I have been very critical of Man City over the years, but I'm also not somebody who has agendas. I just have opinions. And this season, Manchester City have been incredibly good to watch. And that goal is an absolute farce to not give. So, you know. I think Cherky will buckle under the pressure at Old Trafford on Saturday. He's too emotional. Hi, Mark. I'm a Liverpool fan. I respect you and always watch your channel, says Dean. Well, I love that, mate. Thank you very much for being part of the biggest and best football community. Fan community. I don't think we're actually bigger than the overlap. Why have you got a coat on inside, says Ben. I'm unorthodox. It's not a coat. It's a body warmer. And actually, it's quite cold in the UK at the moment. Maybe I've turned my heating down to save the environment and I wear a coat inside. I haven't, but... The only trouble with having a beer on a Tuesday night is you sort of want to have a few more and there's nowhere to go on a Tuesday night at 10 o'clock. Sad, really. No one's having a party on Tuesday night the second week in January, are they? Apparently yesterday was the most depressing day of the year. It's not the first Monday back after New Year, it's the second one. I don't get that. Apparently it's because the first one has a bit of... vibe to it that you can ask people what they did at Christmas, and it is quite depressing, but the second one is just back to normal. I suppose I sort of get that. Oh, I heard somebody today. Can't remember where it was. I think I was getting petrol in the car halfway on the motorway. And this lorry driver was in front of me. And he obviously gets petrol at this petrol station a lot. And then the cashier was there and he was like, I haven't seen you since before Christmas. How was your Christmas? And I was like, oh, that's the question no one wants to get asked. No one wants to get asked that question. I hate that question. How was your Christmas? Because if you had a good Christmas, it makes you feel depressed that it's over. And if you had a bad Christmas, it makes you depressed because it was bad. I hate that question. Did you have a good Christmas in January? No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. It's over, you know? DBX says Newcastle are toothless up front. It's very disappointing. Yeah. Look. Isak might be shit at Liverpool, but he was very good at Newcastle. Wizzer's not up to it. Voltamader's a work in progress. I do agree with you. I actually think if Newcastle had a really prolific striker, they'd be the complete thing. But then again, every team's like that, aren't they? You know, if you know. Hold on a minute, Semenyo. Oh, look at the pace. This is where he's dangerous. He's too quick. Wins a corner again. CF26 says, did you have a good Christmas? I knew that was coming. If you could pick any manager to United, who would you go for, says Peter? Well, I wouldn't go with Pep or Klopp because I am quite, you know, traditionalist. Pep's a Man City legend and Klopp's a Liverpool legend. So I don't feel comfortable with that. It's a bit mercenary. So for me, even though they've managed Chelsea, I don't think that's quite the same. So Conte, Ancelotti, one of those two. And you know what? It's a great point, though. I don't really think there is a manager out there that you go, and this is a really good point. You could get Ancelotti in. You could get Conte in. But it's short term, isn't it? And I think United do need that. But United have been trying to find a Sir Alex, right? They've just binned off a manager that's a young manager. And Ten Hag. Like, who will be the next long-term manager at Man United? Because it's certainly not going to be... I don't know who it's going to be. Gillet Soccer Saturday presented by Mark Goldbridge. Yeah, well, that works. That's very good. Anyway, I want to say to every one of you, what a fantastic stream tonight. I've really enjoyed it. And we are live for Arsenal-Chelsea tomorrow, so make sure you're here for it. Deepak says, if you were the interim and had to sign a realistic midfielder, you have a budget from the board, who are you going to go for, Stiller or Anderson? I really do rate Stiller. I think he's fantastic, but there's no point in having Stiller if you've got Bruno. So I'd go Anderson. And also, I think Anderson being Premier League proven is less of a risk. So I probably would go Anderson, yeah. Oh, I'm tired now. I've been Gary Neville today. I was up at like 5 o'clock. Oh, they've got the goal they deserve. They've got the second goal. Cherky, 2-0. They do deserve it. You know, they do deserve it. That sort of stops the moaning, doesn't it? Makes it very hard for Newcastle in the second leg as well. 2-0 win at St James's Park. Have that, VAR. Not VAR, sorry. That's like blaming somebody when they didn't do anything wrong. It was, you know, PGMOL. Have that. That's justice, to be fair. I never thought I'd be saying these words watching Man City score a goal. Words I never thought I'd say, but that is justice. I never thought I'd see a Man City goal and go, they deserve that. But that is justice. It should have been 2-0, and now it is 2-0. Gelée is French for waistcoat, says Paul. Merci, pour favor. Je m'appelle... I can't say 46. Quatre... Quante... Quante sis. Je m'appelle Quante sis. J'ai habité et le dentiste. Personally, I think Don Carlo, because he won everything he's been, and finally all the fans might realise it's not the manager, it's the players that are trash, says Dan. Did you see Pep is against Semenyo long throws? It's totally healthy. Good. Good. I didn't see that, but good. What are your thoughts on Madrid and Alonso? I think it's very harsh to sack a manager after 6 months. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently I said my name is 46. Oh, je m'appelle Mac. Quel âge as-tu? Conte 6. There you go. Quel âge as-tu? Quel âge as-tu? What age are you? Quel âge as-tu? See? It's all up there. Je voudrais un fromage. I think I've just bought some cheese. Tournez à gauche. Left. Turn left. Tournez à droite. Turn right. What else do I know? Je habite, where I live. Quel âge I am at a certain age. It's still up there. Still up there. How are you feeling today? Cum si cum sa. Cum si cum sa. Up and down. I don't know. 1-1-4 after that VAR, says Odin. Yeah, we'll give them one back. Look, fair play. Man City deserved to win that 2-0, and they did win it 2-0. We are back with Chelsea against Arsenal tomorrow night. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself tonight, and I'm looking forward to spending tomorrow night with you as well. I did react to Carrick. It's on the latest United Stand video. I just didn't lead with a Carrick official because it's boring. I led on more interesting topics, but we did cover Carrick in it. So please do check it out on the United Stand. Semenyo a danger for Arsenal in the race, says Oliver. Look, call me an idiot. Many people have. I don't think Man City will win at Old Trafford on Sunday. Watch Premier League predictions with me and Robbie on Friday. I am not predicting a Man United loss. I do not think Man City, with that defence, will get a win at Old Trafford. You heard it here first. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Absolute legends. Loved it tonight. What a community. And I'll speak to you all in a bit. Take care.